back. Wednesday, 6 p.m. all levels class. We got a special guest coming in. I'll leave that as a surprise, but you'll see when he walks in. All right, 6 p.m. all levels class. Let's get lined up on the wall over here and we'll get class started. All right, guys, happy Wednesday. We're in week 8 of our new 8-week program. We're covering submission systems this week, so you get to see all different kinds of submission systems. We have a pro coming in tonight, as we do every Wednesday. I'll keep it a surprise as to who it is, but potentially a UFC fighter coming in. So that should be awesome. I'm excited for you guys to learn from him. And this coming Saturday, we have belt promotions. Some of you may be due for your belts. And if not, it'll be cool to just come out and watch people get their belts. So I recommend that you come out this Saturday, 11 a.m. And with that being said, let's go feet together. Let's bow in. You know, I'm not a huge fan of EDM. Sometimes I like it. It depends. Sometimes if it's like ACL around that time, we go to John's Summit, then things get spicy. But I don't know. This is some copyright, non-copyright music that you're hearing in the background right now. We must suffer. So last week we looked at the tap the leg game and then the pick up the leg game. This week we're gonna look at some upper body games. So we're gonna start in a staggered stance with our partner. We're both looking to acquire an underhook. One is enough to score a point in this game. So all I'm looking to do is get inside position, score an underhook, and then try to get my head inside position as well, meaning my either top of my head or forehead on Brandon's ear on either side, okay? So underhook and inside head position. I hold this for 3 seconds, I win. 1, 2, 3, I score a point. We're gonna do this for 3 minutes. That's the first game. So we're just looking for underhooks, okay? The second game we're gonna play in the second 3-minute period is gonna be connecting our hands. So we're still gonna go for this underhook, but this time I gotta look to get to a body lock. And if I can hold this for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, I score my points, okay? Does anyone wanna hear that explained again? Or we got it? All right, let's partner up and give that a shot. 3, 2, 1. You can feint low and go high. Let's try to get those underhooks. Use collar ties, cut angles. And time, guys. Take 30 seconds. Talk to your partner about what you could have done better, what you were doing bad, poorly, and then we'll go into the next game. This is where the students come up with their most brilliant ideas on their own. All right, guys, 5 seconds. Face your partner. This time we're connecting our hands to score. Slap hands, and time on. And time, guys, let's circle up. All right, guys, now that you're nice and warm, just a reminder, we're in week 8 submission systems this entire week. And we are blessed with greatness tonight because we have the great Damien Anderson here coming in to teach us. He's just became a UFC fighter, so let's give him a round of applause for that. And like I said, with all the guys that come in, it's pure gold that comes out of their mouth. So I advise you listen to them because it's truly amazing, a lot of the things they say. Okay, so I'm going to pass it off to him here.
Truly amazing, isn't it?
Clip him up.
You want me to use you?
And we'll get started, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so today we're going to be going over Kimuras, okay? Now, I want to go over the finishing mechanics first, all right? And then we're going to go over how to acquire the Kimuras and then transitions from the Kimura. So we're basically going to start with the actual Kimura. Now, from this position, all right, has anyone never seen a Kimura? All right, great. All right, no worries. Okay, so essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to take our opponent's hand, put it behind our opponent's back, and ultimately rotate this elbow kind of towards the ceiling, okay? What a lot of people tend to mess up, let's just go, I'll do this side just for the microphone. What a lot of people tend to do, all right, is when they get this nice Kimura position, step over their opponent's body, they tend to start to push with the hand, all right? What I want you guys to stay away from is pushing with the hand. I want you guys to kind of pull with your lower back so it retracts. All right, it's gonna get a lot of, it's gonna be super tight when we start to do this. So we're gonna start grabbing the wrist. We're gonna go, I like to go left hand over my right wrist. We're gonna get this behind our opponent's back. I'm gonna take my right elbow, place that behind my opponent's back, and I'm gonna step over Sal's body. Now, when we go for the Kimura, we don't want a situation where his shoulders are perpendicular to the mat. We kind of want them 45 degrees. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step out like so. Now from this position, I'm gonna get elbow to elbow. I'm gonna retract my left elbow towards the ceiling, and that's how we're gonna get the tap. You'll see a lot of times when people have this Kimura, they tend to start pushing with their hands. They're trying to push. Now let's see when we get the tap here. I'm gonna push, 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 push. We get a tap there. But if I cut out the slack, I step forward and I go for this retraction, I'm already getting the tap. And now, if he didn't tap there, I have all that extension to start going for the actual finish, okay? So, key details. I want you guys to go grabbing your opponent's wrist, taking your middle finger right where that hand meets the end of the wrist there, okay? We don't want to grab up high. If I grab too low, it's the end of the lever, but there's a lot of wiggle room with that wrist, okay? So middle finger right where that hand meets the forearm. We're going to take our left hand, grab over our opponent's or over our own wrist like so. You guys can play around with a monkey grip if you want. We take our elbow behind our opponent's back, and we take a big step over, and I want to make sure that Sal's shoulders are 45 degrees relative to the mat. When I go for the actual finish, I go elbow to elbow, and I slowly retract my left elbow towards the finish. Again, Sal has pretty tight shoulders, so I'm going to kind of loosen up a little bit, but essentially the motion is like this, okay? When you guys have guys that are, willing to kind of try to tough it out a little bit, we want to make sure that we can get a strong break. We do that by taking the hand nice and close to the armpit. We go elbow to elbow, and then we'll retract. All right? Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3. Yep, we're just going over the finishing mechanics first. Make sure that everyone has this dialed in, and then we'll actually talk about how to get the Kimura, and then some transitions to and from the Kimura if we have some time. Track that elbow. Nice stop. Now I want you to cut out the slack by taking the hand and bring it as close to his armpit as possible. So it's actually not going to hurt just yet. It's just cutting out the slack. Then we'll retract that left elbow. Slow. Nice job. Great stuff. Okay, good. Let's grab this. I want you to take your right elbow, put it on the ground. That's good. Nice. And now, see how right now you're on your right knee? I want you to kind of slide on your hip like so. Better. Nice. Step over with your left leg. Good, good, good. Now, see how this arm is straight? We got to take the hand close to the armpit first, so nice and close. We can take this out. Exactly. Good, good, good. Now, elbow to elbow here. I want you to retract that elbow towards the ceiling. Slow, steady. Good job. Great stuff. So, yep, but first we're going to get the finishing position. I want you to step over. Awesome. Good. Now, we're going to cut out all the slack by taking this hand nice and close to his armpit first. So, we can lean back a little bit. Better. Try to get elbow to elbow. This elbow comes close to Frank's elbow. Nice. Slowly. Now, I want you to pull that left elbow towards the ceiling. Good. You're good. Nice. So, finishing mechanics are looking good. Let's get this Kimura. We're going to start from a side control position. Okay, so my opponent's going to be down. We have cross-face and underhook here like so. I'm going to take a shallow underhook with my right hand here, and I'm going to make sure that I take my right elbow in front of my opponent's body. Next, I'm going to take my left hand, and I just want to I want to keep something from stopping Sal from bringing his back to the mat, okay? As soon as we're trying to get this, and I try to lift this up, he's going to try to bring his back to the mat, all right? So what we'll do here is I'll take my left elbow in front of my opponent's rib cage, and I kind of lean my chest over that arm. Next, I'll take my left hand behind my opponent's back, just so when he goes to try to bring his back to the mat, there's something stopping him, okay? It's not going to hold him forever, but it's a nice little wedge. Now, from here, I step over my opponent's head, and I switch to get this Kimura. Once we're in this position now, I'm going to lift up and put it behind my opponent's back. We're going to be careful when we do this with our training partners. In competition, obviously, it's going to be a little bit more intense. Once we're here, we take this hand behind the back. We want to keep it there. I now take my right elbow, I put it onto the mat, and now I switch my hips. So I place my right elbow on the mat, I switch my hips, and I want to make sure that Sal's shoulders are 45 degrees. Sometimes I'm seeing you guys try to finish it with shoulders flat on the mat, or his shoulders are 90 degrees relative to the mat. Not wrong, but we're going to try to find a happy middle ground where we're in this position here. Once we're in this position, we lock our hands. Sometimes, your opponent's shoulders might be a little bit tight, so if you feel that, just let the arm come out a little bit, okay? But ultimately, we're going to take this position, elbow to elbow, and I'm retracting my left elbow towards the ceiling. Okay, so once again, we're in this position. We have cross-face underhook. It's gonna help you guys if you guys are having trouble with this underhook here. If you guys get a reverse cross-face, you guys can release the head if you need to, so you can post. All right, now from here, shallow underhook. I take my elbow in front of my opponent's chest. That's gonna allow me to kind of wedge his arm between my arm and my chest here. Then I take my left hand, I put it behind my opponent's back. So now when Sal tries to bring his back to the mat, there's something stopping him. I'll step over the head, and now from here, we're gonna switch. So I'm gonna take my right hand, lift up, and I switch to this Kimura. Oftentimes, you might try to grab his, grab his hands. It's no big deal. We lift up, and we apply that Kimura pressure to break it, and put it behind our opponent's back. From here, we're gonna take our right elbow to the mat. You guys might feel like you're falling forward, no big deal. You can put your forehead on the mat. It's not really a mistake. But elbow behind the back, we make sure that his shoulders are nice and 45 degrees relative to the mat. We go elbow to elbow, and we can cut out the slack by taking the hand towards the armpit. When we wanna go for the finish, I retract my left elbow towards the ceiling to get a nice strong finish. All right, let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3. So shallow underhook first, bring him up. Yep. Bring him up. I want you to take your right hand, put it behind his back. Just post it on the mat here. Good, now we step over. Awesome, now we'll switch to the Kimura. Switch that hand, switch the hands. Good, get it behind his back now. Put it behind his back, good. Now take your, just take this hand behind the back. And I want you to switch your hips. So you're gonna bring your left knee down to the mat, step your right leg up. Exactly. And go for the actual Kimura. But put this elbow down to the ground though. Exactly, and go for the finish there. It's not that it's wrong to go for the finish from when he's on his side. This is just a little bit more stable. So I want you to get an underhook with your, this is a fine way to get it, but I want to do a different way right now. I want you to take an underhook with your right hand, under this arm, this hand, under this arm. Good. I want you to pull him up so he's on his side. Perfect, good. Now, step over this head, and now get the Kimura from this position. Good, good, good. Because see how it's a little bit easier to already get the arm? Nice. Now, when we're here, I want you to take your elbow and put it on the ground. Perfect. Now, step this leg towards me. Exactly, perfect. Now, I want you, see right now how you're like this on this knee? Okay, your right knee? I want you to extend this backwards. Awesome. Now, we retract that elbow towards the ceiling and show me the Kimura from this position. Slow, slow, good. Lock it up one more time. I want you to get elbow to elbow here. And now, pull it from there. Almost, yep. Awesome stuff, good stuff. Put that left knee on the ground, put the left knee on the ground. Nice, nice. Now switch the arms. I want you to switch. So left arm goes through and right hand grabs his, exactly. But, nice. And grab your own wrist here, perfect. Now put it behind his back. You're saying, oh, in live situation, what to do? Okay, so get back to the position. Get back to where you were before. So you have that Kimura, so you can step over, So instead of coming straight out, I want you to take the hand out and around. So forward and then put it behind it. Exactly, good. Now we're gonna go for it from here. So now, this hand goes to the ground. Now, step this leg up. Good. And now we're gonna bring the hand in this direction. Pull that left elbow towards the ceiling. Yes, sure. Awesome. Okay, so we discussed finishing mechanics of the Kimura. We discussed how to get to the Kimura. Now, there's a problem that can happen when you guys get your opponents on their side and you're going for the actual Kimura, right? So, which shoulders? Just go. All right. So we get your opponent onto the side. Everyone's doing this great. But now what could happen is you're like, I'm trying to go for this, but they're locking their hands and I can't actually get it behind, okay? There's two things that we like to do. So first, we can try to actually power through the grip. Can we actually break the grip? All right, now how would we do that? Usually it's gonna use our left knee on top of that, and we're just gonna kind of pull forward first. You can hold on to it. Pull forward first, and then we're gonna use the Kimura pressure to kind of go behind our opponent's back. And then from there, we're gonna try to power through the grip. But against super strong opponents or early on in the match, this guy's really fighting for this grip, we might have to bail. But now, what happens is, whenever your opponents are connecting their hands, all right, we don't want to battle between their hands, the strength of their hands versus the strength of my hands, okay? Because it's not an even battle. Who knows, Sal's bigger than me, right? So he might be a little bit stronger than me, which is clearly not the case. But he could be stronger than me. So what we want to do is we want a situation where he has to defend my entire body. All right, so if I have a Kimura and it's his 2 arms versus my 2 arms, that's not a real fair battle, right? Or it is a fair battle. It's a pretty even battle. We don't want that. We want to try to align everything into our favor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using my legs. So I can't break the grip with my arms. I'm going to step my foot into the pocket of my opponent's into the pocket of my opponent's armpit here. Now from here, I'm just going to collapse to the ground, and I'm going to shoot a triangle. All right. So now he sacrificed his ability to defend a triangle by locking his hands. If he went to unlock his hands to defend the triangle, well, guess what? Now I'm going back to the Kimura. So we're playing back and forth. If my opponent's hands are unlocked, we just put the hand behind the back. If he's locking it, well, now we're going to have a triangle. If at any point in time he's defending the triangle, we're just going to go back to the Kimura. All right? So how do we finish this triangle now? So we have him on his side. He locked his hands. We got to this position. Man, I fell down, and now I locked up this side triangle or Yoko Senkaku. What we do in this position, I grab my opponent's tricep. I'm going to extend my top leg and turn it down. And then from here, I lock up this triangle. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is I want Sal's shoulder compressing his neck. My legs on the other side are going to be applying pressure, so I need my hips to go forward close to Sal's arm and head. So from here, I'm going to shoot my hips close to him. Now from this position, I lock up that triangle. Now, 3 things I'll do. I'll back heel my right leg. So I back heel, bring it towards my butt. I'll pinch my knees together, and then I scissor. So without Sal there, what I'm doing is I have the side triangle. I back heel my legs, I pinch my knees together, and finally I scissor. So when we're here in this position, we grab that far tricep, I lock this up, I back heel my right leg, I pinch my knees together, finally a scissor for the finish. Okay, so everyone can get their opponent on their side, no problem. But now, my opponent, he's holding on. Maybe I can use my knee and strip this. If he's strong, it might be difficult. So we're gonna transition to the triangle. I step my left leg through into the armpit, and now I just fall to my side. Once we're here, we get just any type of configuration with the triangle initially. Once we have this initial triangle, now we can adjust. I grab the far tricep, I extend my left leg, and I relock. Once we're here now, I back heel my right leg, pinch my knees together, and we can ultimately scissor for the finish. All right, let's give it a shot. The side triangle, 1, 2, 3. Okay, no worries. So the first thing I want you to think about is just getting him onto his side, okay? So how can we get it? Perfect, that's awesome. Now step over his head. Good, and now we have to get a Kimura. How do we get that Kimura? Perfect. Yep, I want you had it before? Here, this hand grabs the wrist. Good, and now he's defending. So I want you to lock your hands, exactly, good. Now, when we do this, I want you to step your right leg in between his arms. In between, and fall down to your side. Extend that leg and lock up your legs. Extend your legs. Perfect, nice. The first lock is just to control him, okay? Now we have to adjust it. So I want you to take your hand and grab this arm. I want you to go over, exactly, good. Now, readjust the triangle so you can get fully locked up. So I want you to extend this leg, good, 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 extend, and now lock this behind your knee. Good, you're good. Now back heel and pinch your knees together slowly. Almost, pinch, 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 keep pinching, keep pinching. It's almost there. Are you pinching? Yeah. Like together? All right, we're gonna readjust it one more time then. Readjust one more time. Nice, nice, nice. And now relock it. Lock it and back heel this leg. Back heel this leg strong and now pinch it. This looks good. Awesome stuff, awesome. Hey guys, let's look in really quick. Just want to give you a little small detail. It's not a, we're not changing the technique at all. It's just more of a concept because I'm seeing some guys have a good strangle. Their opponent's about to tap and then they let go and that you lose the strangle, okay? I talked about this last time when I was in, but essentially what a strangle is just changing the pressure between our head and our lower body, okay? But now everyone can go unconscious at a different time, even with a perfect submission. So like I might go out in 3 seconds, another person might go out in 7 seconds, okay? But now, essentially, someone can go unconscious anywhere between 2 and 10 seconds, so we pretty much always want to be ready to strangle for 10 seconds. So when I'm going for the strangle, I'm not going to use 100% of my strength because, say I'm going for 2, 3, 4 seconds, the guy's not out, and then I gas my legs, I'm tired. Well, he just got a big breath, he's back to normal, and then the choke resets. So what we want to do is we want to slow, steady squeeze for 10 seconds. After the 10 seconds, if they didn't tap or go out, then we're going to have to readjust and then go on the attack again. All right, so I guess I didn't really need you, Sal. But when you guys are going for this, for any strangle, try to stay away from squeezing 100% right away, okay? Because 100%, they might not be breathing, but then as soon as your arms gas out or as soon as your legs gas out, they're going to take a deep breath and they're going to be back in the fight again. Okay, so we're going to go for a few more minutes. 1, 2, 3. Just remember, slow, steady squeeze for up to 10 seconds. Okay, so first, it is going to be kind of hard if this frame's inside. So go back. Let's just take that. I want your, go back into like a head and arm. I want you to kind of remove this. So exactly, that's fine. Now from this position, we're going to start it. Yep, so get him onto his side. Nice job, step over. Perfect. This is perfect. We get the Kimura. He's going to defend by locking his hands. So we step our right leg inside the pocket of the hip, pocket of the armpit. Nice. And just fall straight down to your left-hand side. Yep, extend this leg, And now, I want you, right now we're getting a lot of shoulder. So when we extend this, here, now shoot your right leg all the way through and lock up here. Perfect. Now, but see how this leg is kind of ankle deep? I want you to extend this leg. So take your hand, grab his tricep if you can reach it. Extend this leg. So unlock and extend it through. Boom. Now relock it. Better. And now back heel this leg and pinch your knees together. Slow, steady squeeze for 10 seconds. Great stuff. Awesome, awesome.
I gave Damien the reins tonight. He did all right. My classes are significantly better, but he did his best. I hope you guys enjoyed that. He showed us his little UFC secrets. Showed us a little Yoko Senkaku. Showed us how to finish a Kimura. But we're about to close out class, and we're going to go into our live open rounds here in a sec. Thanks for tuning in. All right, guys, amazing work today. Again, we're in week 8 of our new 8-week program. We're doing submission systems the entire week. And let's give another thanks to Damien for coming out here and showing us some technique tonight. Nice job. Nice job, y'all. Nice job, nice job, nice job. Nice job. All right, guys, find a partner. Slap hands. And time on. See you, bro.